I think the idea of middle way is interesting. Just looking at myself, how I practice it. On one end, I have a dream or mission or something I want to do, and this will never end while I live. And that idea of what I want to do may be genuine in the sense of coming from the heart, but in reality, there's a limitation to what I can do. But still, I want to keep the dream or mission, like may all beings be happy. But what is this little pieces of me in this whole universe to do anything toward that? So obviously there's limitation. And that's in the mind, in the brain. But in terms of the core of my being, there's a energy or the reason of me contributing toward that end. So even if it's logically impossible that I see in my mind what I'm doing, still some energy, the source of that energy exists in me and in any living beings, I believe. Because otherwise, this existence of me as a miracle of the laws of the universe to be alive, being alive, I feel that sense of movement, how do you call it, evolutionally process that I'm a part of, that seems to exist inside of me. So the dream is dream, and the desire or source of me to accomplish or do something to contribute for the society and the universe in this tiny little earth and a tiny little place, and me at like a little fly or ant existence have such a dream, but I think, well, maybe that's the word called Buddha nature, or maybe there are other words which, if I interpret the Buddha nature, is to have a potential of contributing and living fully toward that end, to express the reason of being. Otherwise, why bother to be put on earth in this little existence to be alive? But I'm not saying that any other person and animals and insects don't have. I believe they all have that potential, except they have their own role given the condition and whatever is in them. I have taken a picture of a fly a few days ago when I was eating my lunch. After the storm, the sun was shining, and maybe for some reason the fly was sitting, and I took a picture of it. And the fly looked so beautiful, and I could relate to that fly. That fly, that existence and the ability to fly and do things is incredible with that little tiny thing, living being. So let's say there's a purpose for that fly, that little fly. Well, actually, it looked fairly big, actually, more than the usual size. And I know he may not be thinking, he's practicing samadhi. And I was looking at that. And I just thought that as I talk like this, I could be seen like a fly by someone else or some other beings if I'm, very advanced stage of being than the humans. So we have the same relationship. Little is little, but within the little has the essence of the laws of universe manifesting like a miracle, and they do their best. From outside, flies may not be contribute as much for the progress, but he's doing his best. Yes, I can sense that the trees in the storm and everything has a reason for them to be and to express whatever they are meant to express. And I'm one of them. So what I thought when I start to talk about this idea, I wasn't sure, but it was about my existence and who I am, what I'm doing, and what's the point of what I'm doing. It's beyond my comprehension. And the activity I engage myself in, like posting the video, what's the point of it? I don't know. I'm like a fly, I'm just expressing whatever I can. And that's what it is. And given the limitation of all sorts of things, as much as that fly, I just want to express my way. And I was thinking of my friend, just visiting yesterday. Maybe that triggered me about this thinking, or I have been thinking that everybody has his or her own destiny that they may find and express. And there's so many wonderful ways to express. And whenever I see that, I'm so impressed and admire their skill. And there are others who may not be as fluent to express, or the way that expressed may be seen as harmful for the society. But that's what it is in nature. There's snakes and alligators and sharks and all sorts of beings, living beings, seem like very harmful, but they have their reason of existence beyond my comprehension, or even some kind of disease, the I don't know how to call bio, stuff that pops up. And there's a reason for that. beyond my comprehension. But given that I'm in a position to express the best I can, but not self-centered way. And for that, and whatever I don't know if I can say about the contribution because it's beyond my ability, but still, just like a tree is growing and expressing, I have my role in this process because so many people before me, generations after generation, they had the same sense without them knowing perhaps, but expressing something and carries on to me and possibly to others. And for that reason, as I share my story on YouTube, it's a reflection of me looking at myself in the mirror to see how I'm doing and be sincere and truthful in that process. Whatever the outcome, whatever the limitation I have, I may see those who are very accomplished or admired and respectful who contributed a lot. And if I compare with those, I'm like a fly. But the fly has a reason to exist, and I may have the reason. I should, and I feel I have some sense that this image of contributing something in whatever way I may find. So like painters would paint one after the other to express, or the writers, book writing, or anyone, or the fly to express. I have my own mini universe, a part of the huge universe, like a little tree, perhaps standing somewhere among the forest and bigger trees here and there, doing the best. Now I see that Kegon and interpenetration as a scenario. What it is that every one of us would influence with each other. Even me with the fly, I remember. And the tree, little tree to the big tree. And that's how the laws of universe is playing the game. I'm a small contributor, if you want to say that. You cannot say it if I'm just a little fly. Why bother to even talk about it, think about it? Fly does what he does, and I do what I do, connected to the laws of the universe, mission of the universe, and be a part of this, all connecting each other to influence each other, sometimes fight, sometimes agree, and die to pass on something. to the whatever follows. All I can say is, let's be sincere and truthful, and may all beings be happy. Whatever the way the universe, the Lords of Universe, has put us on this earth or any place to express for the sake of movement, be a part of this universe. Have a good day.